What's up, BP Squad, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna talk to you guys why I chose to primarily stick with plant-based foods. Now, before I go off into my reasoning, let me explain a couple of things. I'm not here to persuade, nor am I here to point out any type of flaws in your diet or your current lifestyle of eating. I'm just here to explain my experience. Now, I have done multiple different diets throughout my entire lifetime. I experimented with the whole vegan thing. I've done that for about 2.5 years or so. Vegetarian for about 7 years. The American sad diet, which I grew up on, and I'm quite sure most of you guys that are watching this video have grew up on that. And I must say, it's a sad diet. Now again, I'm not necessarily here to point out the flaws in what you choose to eat, but I think we all can agree on this, that the typical American diet is pathetic. It's sad, right? Full of processed foods from sugars, syrups, gums, seed oils, and even bioengineered ingredients. And what's even crazier is the fact that we have hardly no laws, or if any to say the least, to protect us from this toxicity within our food. Now, let me go ahead and digress because I can go on and on about the toxicity within our food. Having said all of that, let me go ahead and explain why I chose to stick with primary plant-based foods. And I said primary because doesn't mean I'm not gonna eat fish. Well, I would just say fish because that's the only source of protein that I will probably eat maybe once a week, or if not twice a month. But that's just me. I don't really do the pork, chicken, and turkey, all of that stuff. If I'm gonna eat meat, it's gonna be primarily fish. As of late, I've just been doing plant-based foods, and that's gonna dive into my first reason why. I just feel a lot better, guys. Honestly, it's nothing more than just feeling better. You wake up with more energy, and that's just me. I have more energy, I feel stronger, I feel lighter. Those of you that do calisthenics know when you feel lighter, you feel stronger. When you're doing push-ups, pull-ups, handstand push-ups, when you feel light, guys, you feel so much better. You just feel strong, like you could just lift up the entire earth. And I'm not saying because I eat plant-based foods that I feel this way. It could be honestly because I don't eat processed foods. I certainly feel like if you don't eat processed foods, you're gonna feel a lot better. So if you eat meat, but you don't eat processed foods, you're probably gonna feel a lot better. But all I'm saying is this is my experience. I feel like my body responds best to plant-based foods. And that ties into reason number 2, my digestive system just flows a lot better. I don't feel bloated. I don't have a lot of gas. I don't burp a whole lot. Honestly, guys, when you bloated, that's usually a strong sign of indigestion. When you get done eating ice cream, cake, just processed foods, you probably gonna feel bloated afterwards. When you get done eating cheese, I'm quite sure most of you guys that are watching this is like, oh, shoot, I got the bubble guts. I know you've been there, because I've been there. Check this out. When I was younger, I would purposely avoid getting ice cream. If you got ice cream and you go to the movie theater right after, you know how it is. If you get those bubble guts, next thing you know, you talking, you like, ooh, you moving around, you just like, trying to get in that comfortable position. You don't know what the position, you're just trying to make sure the gas just like, let me go ahead and see if it can calm down. Next thing you know, you're like, I'm gonna be right back. You know, I'll be right back. You don't want that feeling. And you already know that's the worst feeling in the world. It's nothing like just moving in your seat, just trying to make sure it don't come out. Now that I think about it, right? I'm quite sure in those dates that I was on, when she'd be like, I gotta go fix my makeup, she probably went out to the bathroom to bust some ass. I'm quite sure she did, just because you think about it like this, right? She just ate ice cream. We're adults. We're not supposed to be consuming lactose like that. I'm quite sure she was flatulent. She was probably like, I gotta go bust some ass, but he probably not gonna look at me like that because, you know, I gotta go fix my makeup. Now I think about it, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna tell my son, if she says that she's going to the bathroom after I got done eating ice cream, she went to go bust some ass, flat out. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a natural human response. But all I'm saying is this, guys. We're eating foods that are bloating us. It's causing gas. Those are things we should probably minimize, if not avoid. Coming back, all I'm saying is this, is I feel a lot better when I stick with plant-based foods. And that's another thing, your bowel movements. Guys, are you struggling with your bowel movements? Are you on that toilet like this and forcing Mr. Hanky to come out? If you don't know who Mr. Hanky is, look up South Park. But are you forcing that bowel movement? It should be flowing like water.
Be water, my friend.
Just let it flow out of you. If you're forcing it, guys, usually that's a sign of constipation, right? That means you're not getting enough fiber. And if you're eating a typical American diet, which consists of processed foods, then I know you need to go ahead and schedule that colonoscopy ASAP. Stop watching this video and schedule it, because you guys should not be struggling when you have your bowel movements. It should be flowing. And that's just me. When I eat those plant-based foods, I feel a lot better. And I'm not saying this, if you don't eat plant-based foods, you're probably constipated. You probably have a good bowel movement just as well as I do. But we both have something in common. We're not eating processed foods. And that might be the main reason. But again, this is my experience. My third reason, mental clarity. Studies show good psychological health is associated with a healthy gut. Guys, it makes sense, right? When you have a good bowel movement, you feel so much better. When I notice somebody's kind of like ornery, they're a little upset, I'm like, you gotta take a poop, don't you? You feel a lot better when that stuff is emptied out of your system. One of the greatest feelings in the world is when you have that good and relieving bowel movement. You guys are probably looking at me like, he's reliving this. I know he is. Guys, you know how it is. Think about Craig's dad off of Friday. Think about how he felt.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 45 minutes.
You feel that much more relieved. You're more focused, driven, motivated. You have more mental clarity. Most importantly, you're happier. There's even studies out there that say usually a sign of depression is because you don't have a healthy gut bacteria. That's a big reason why, guys. And honestly, you guys know from experience, if your gut isn't happy, normally you're not happy. That's why I tell people, take a poop. And that's why I stick with primarily plant-based foods. I just feel a lot better. I get my fiber. I get, of course, my vitamins and minerals, but I get a whole lot of fiber. And a lot of fiber is lacking in a typical American diet. That's why you got so many people that just angry, upset, because they need more fiber. Because again, they need to take a shit. And my last reason, studies strongly show that you live a healthier, better quality, and longer life. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but they have blue zones of the planet. I think there's 5 of them. These blue zones, guess what they primarily eat? Plant-based foods. They still eat meat, but again, they incorporate a lot of fruits and vegetables, and those are essential. Again, I'm not saying to not eat meat. All I'm saying is incorporate more fruits and vegetables. With those blue zones, there are other factors that play a role into life longevity, but all I'm saying again, incorporate fruits and vegetables, because it's a strong indicator. You'll have a better quality of life. You'll minimize the chances of getting sick. Most importantly, everyone wants to have a better quality of life. Who wants to feel sick? Who wants to feel decrepit? You don't want to feel that way. That's why I say incorporate fruits and vegetables. And if you decide to go with the plant-based food route, minimize that processed vegan stuff. That stuff isn't good for you. Try to stick with whole foods. Even if you do eat meat, stick with whole foods. That's the key to longevity. But guys, those are my primary reasons why I stick with plant-based foods. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Most importantly, make sure you are properly subscribed. I'll see you guys next Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Peace and love as always. And ashe. Boom. We out, baby.